What's going on? How y'all doing? So this video gonna be about Aaliyah's music not being all the albums not being uploaded to the full streaming services, her albums and stuff. Aside from her first album, which was the classic "Age Ain't Nothing But a Number," the one she did with R. Kelly, which I still dig. Back and Forth is a classic. I'm not like some of the fakery that I see on these YouTube streets. That was my jam. It'll always be my jam. R. Kelly is one of the greatest artists ever, producers, etc. And they had music history together. And regardless of what go on with the other stuff, let the courts and other people decide that. That don't change the music, because without that, she wouldn't have had the career she jumped off with. Now let me get on to the other parts. Her uncle, I think Barry Hankerson, he's an industry hustler. That's a cat. That's something else. That cat, R. Kelly had to deal with him to get out of his deal. And Hankerson with Tony Braxton and JoJo, Timberland and all that. He's one of them old Chicago hustlers. And when you dealing with the industry and you dealing with people like that, they ain't nothing nice. They get points on you. But R. Kelly was still having to pay that cat off many moons after. But anyway, her last two albums are the masters are on within him and so on and so forth. And I always say this: everybody's estate is funny about how they are about the music. Now, best believe the family got a bag, they getting cut. But everybody's music estate when someone dies is not ran the same. You seen what's going on with Prince's situation, how the family splitting the money, and how that without a will and how everything and all that's going on. And Michael Jackson situation, Whitney Houston situation, Jimi Hendrix situation, James Brown situation is crazy too. You know, it's so many things with these estates now, and it's kind of interesting how many artists have died of relevance in the last 20 years, and then you see their estate and how things are handled, how the money goes, and the managements and the companies. It's not as straightforward as you would think it would be. There's more money being made, there's more taxes, more politics, more situations. You know, bottom line, I think that Aaliyah's musical legacy for people who are fans, etc. People read about it. There will be something available, a proper way. If there was any unreleased material or things like that that could build or more footage or things of that nature, But ask yourself, sometimes people don't want to go through the whole thing. I think in parts, with our Kelly situation, custody and unpending trial and all that, some people don't want to have to regurgitate certain situations. However, for fans of the music, and that's where I'm coming from, don't let the music suffer. See, we only go by what we hear. We know nothing else. So if you're a fan of the music, you want the music, you know. If you love the music, you love the music. And that's the bottom line. And like I said before, I have plenty of thoughts and takes about, and I know it's associated with R. Kelly, and there's nothing wrong with talking about it. I love them musically together, and I think she made her best music with him. And nothing needed to be rebroadcast to come out of situations that's pertaining to what's going on now with him, because that's a separate entity, And I already made it known that the documentary is an industry hoax. They trying to get him because he's trying to get his bag from Sony, the whole thing. Again, it comes back to the music, but the industry don't care about you. And they racist, and they definitely and stuff that don't tie into one, but don't bring her name into the situation. But anyway, bottom line is the family has the right, if they have the rights and they still maintain, to do what they want to do with her estate and how they see fit with that. I always tell people, if you didn't buy it, you're gonna have an issue. But there are channels where they have her songs and their vehicles to finding it. I know, being real, being 100%, I know that Are You That Somebody was like her last, what I call, big hit. I did like Rock the Boat. But before she passed, her albums, she was doing more like the Tupac thing. She was getting more into films and stuff. Music was kind of like secondary. It wasn't like a big push. Now, see, like a thing that had like a gang load of a couple albums in the can, For her fans, that's another story. But for just Joe and Mary Bo Public, interesting figure and how it was, circularized. But anyway, I think it should come down to the family about how they want the music to come out, if they want what they want to get, or get the best deal you can. That's my personal opinion. But anyway, give me your thoughts and takes about Aaliyah's music not being outwardly to all the social platforms, not being available to all of them. You feel that's the family's right, or do you think that the consumer pays that you feel for the consumer? Give me your thoughts and takes. I welcome thoughts and comments. I do respond. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear, watch out for one another. And, when it comes to any of these estates, if you've been supporting the music, you got it, and you will eventually get it, but it's still up to the family and the people who run the state how they want it, regardless if we agree or not. The sad part is the music should be the most important thing, but it ain't always the case. I'm out.